How many times a day do you eat? Don't lie to yourself. You probably do not know. It is really important to know how many times you eat. Let me tell you a quick story to show you how important this is. I got home the other day, and as soon as I got inside the house, the first question that I asked was, what am I going to eat? So I started looking for food to eat. I started to open the fridge and open the cupboards, looking for something to eat. And then I realized I wasn't even hungry. Because I'm just used to getting home and eating, now I'm looking for food. I used to work at this job where I'll leave home early, like at 6 o'clock or 7, not come back later during the day. And during those times, it was important for me to find something at home to eat. But now I'm not working in that job anymore. But because my brain is used to the fact that when I leave the house for some time, when I come back, I need something to eat. So I started looking for something to eat. But it's because my brain created this pattern that you leave, you come back, you eat. And I didn't even know that that pattern existed until that day. And I wonder how many patterns do you have in your life that you don't even know exist. And because of those patterns, you keep eating more food without even realizing it. So today I'm going to teach you how to identify those patterns in your life and how to break them so that you can stop binge eating for once and for all. You have to know something called habituation. Let me ask you, have you ever went to a new school or like a new environment, a new house to stay in? Let's use a school example. When you arrive at a new school, right, you don't know where things are. You don't know where the toilets are, where the blocks are. So each and every time you walk, your brain is having to remember the routes. So you are really focused when you're walking. But after 100 days at that school, you don't even think about the route anymore because you already have it in your mind. When you think about going to the toilet, you just stand up and go without even thinking about which route to take because your brain already knows the route. Right? It's because your brain has already created patterns. Your brain is already habituated to the route, and you already know which turn to take without you even thinking about it. Same thing when it comes to food. You probably have patterns about when do you eat, how much do you eat, and you don't even realize you have those patterns because your brain has formed them over time. And if you don't break those patterns, you're going to just overeat without even realizing it. So you need to be able to see those patterns, identify them, and break them. So how do you see those patterns and how do you break them so that you can stop overeating for once and for all? Now you're going to follow a 3-step process which you're going to use to break those patterns. The first thing is you have to track everything you eat for 7 days. Like literally track everything that goes into your body. When you eat a snack, track it. When you eat a mint, track it. When you drink a glass of juice, track it. Track everything. And this is going to help you to realize how much you are eating. And when you start to track, you're going to be surprised that, oh, I didn't know I was eating this much food or I was eating this many times. You're going to be surprised, bro. Just try it. And 7 days might seem like a long time to track everything. But if doing this allows you to quit binge eating for the rest of your life, is 7 days a long time? The next thing is to figure out how many times you actually eat a day. Like figure out the average amount of times you eat. Because you might realize that you eat like 30 times a day. Okay, that's too much. You might realize that you eat like 5 times a day or 7 times. And then when you factor in a bunch of snacks, you might realize that you eat way more times than you think. So the second step is to really note down how many times on average do you eat. And the final step is to try to get that number down to 3 so that you only eat 3 times. I'm not saying you must cut out your snacks or stop eating your junk foods for now. I'm just saying try to get your eating times down to 3. So you can batch your junk food and eat it in one meal, and then you eat the next meal and the next meal. The goal here is to really reduce the amount of times a day that you eat. And then a bonus step is to really try to reduce how much you eat during those 3 times. But trust me, if you only do these 3 steps, which is track everything, figure out how many times you eat, and then try to eat 3 times, you are going to make progress. You might even start to lose weight because now you are only eating 3 times, and it's really hard to overeat when it's just one big meal, right? So follow those steps, and I guarantee you are going to make so much progress. Now, if you want an in-depth guide on how to quit binge eating, I'm going to link a video right here which you can watch, and hopefully you learn something. I'll see you at the top.